So what the heck are you supposed to eat when you open your fasting window? I'm so excited about today's video. We're going to be talking all about food. Did you know that there's a strategic way to open your eating window and that the things that you eat in your first meal back from a fast can help dictate how hard or easy the day will be as far as cravings and feeling satisfied and full? Today we're talking about all of that. Plus I'm diving into some of my favorite meal ideas that you can use for meals at home or meals on the go, things to make sure that you set yourself up for success for the full day. Plus, I have a full guideline of things that you'll want to include if you're going to be creating your own meals at home. So we've got a lot to get through, so let's get into it.
All right, we are into week 3 of your 90-day intermittent fasting jumpstart. By now, you've been fasting like a pro, you're adjusting your windows with ease, and you're optimizing your success by tracking your daily intake, whether that's with the worksheets I provided or by using an app. So today, it's time to talk about how to break your fast the right way. Lesson 9 is all about the fun part of intermittent fasting, the eating, because you might be wondering, what are you supposed to eat during your window? And what are you supposed to eat when your window first opens? So when you finally do open your eating window, what the heck do you eat? How do you set yourself up for success with the first meal you have? In this lesson, you will learn the right way to break your fast based on the science and physiology. You'll learn that composition counts and the key things you need to include in your first meal after fasting. We'll even go over meal suggestions and ideas to help support your wellness goals. Your body's working super hard during a fast. It's turning all that stored fat into energy, cleaning up and breaking down those old cell proteins and debris, and it's doing a little general maintenance. So what you choose to eat when you break your fast can really support or undermine all that hard work. You've got to trust your body and the physiology so you can optimize it to get the best results in the most streamlined way. So let's take a quick refresher. Earlier in this series, we learned about the insulin and the glucose response to food. So the further you get into the fast, your blood sugar decreases and then your insulin also decreases. So over time, as you practice intermittent fasting, our bodies become more used to detecting the changes in our blood sugar levels. It can then respond more efficiently with a corresponding increase or decrease in insulin levels. This is called insulin sensitivity. It refers to how sensitive the body's cells are in response to increased blood sugar. It's critical for our body's ability to use glucose for energy to perform bodily functions and to store glucose in our muscles and liver for use down the line. This also means in the presence of sugar, the body has a heightened response to increased blood glucose, and it can try to lower those blood sugar levels very quickly via insulin release. So why do we care? Because the first meal after a fast is hugely important. We don't want to undo all that hard work that our body's gone through during the fasting period. And if you happen to consume something that's super high in carbs or sugar as your first meal of the day, and you don't accompany it with some adequate fiber or protein, it will cause a large blood sugar spike, followed by an insulin spike, which then leads to cravings and hunger all day. So you're back to square one. You're searching through the snack drawer, you're emptying that bag of chips, or you're hitting the bread basket by dinner time. So what can we do? What are the typical high sugar items we should avoid when breaking our fast? So think about traditional breakfast foods. Those are actually kind of the things you want to avoid breaking your fast with. Things like orange juice, cereal, pastries, donuts and bagels, certain types of toasts, granola, and even croissants. Each of these are often loaded with sugar and can send your blood glucose levels on a roller coaster, spiking and then crashing. So instead, we want to try a more balanced approach to the first meal. Be sure to include sufficient protein, fiber, and vegetables or even leafy greens. It might seem a little odd to have vegetables or leafy greens for your first meal, but it's exactly what will support your body after all the hard work it did during the fasting phase. And from a science standpoint, protein and fiber keep you feeling full longer, and they keep your blood glucose on a slow, steady increase instead of the dramatic blood sugar spikes and crashes that is often caused by carbohydrates. So let's think about food. What are some great meal ideas? Think about a protein such as eggs, chicken, tofu, or even plant-based protein with some sauteed vegetables and a side of kale or spinach. You can also choose a high-protein, low-sugar yogurt with nuts and fruit added in. You can increase the protein content here by even adding a scoop of protein powder or powdered peanut butter to that yogurt. You can consider an egg scramble with sauteed vegetables and a side of plant-based meat, or even regular meat, and a side of fruit as well. You can consider avocado toast on sprouted grain bread with spinach and a side of protein such as eggs or plant-based protein. You can also include a piece of low glycemic fruit like an apple if you're really hungry. If you like oats in the morning, plain rolled oats with no sugar added is a great way to start. You can add raisins, nuts, and cinnamon with a spoonful of peanut butter or even a scoop of protein powder. If you don't add the protein, you can also have a side of protein such as bacon, eggs, or even plant-based sausages. You can have a quinoa bowl with fresh vegetables and a side of protein such as eggs or sausage. That's a great way to start your day, and it won't spike your blood sugar. You can also consider a vegetable omelet with a single slice of sprouted grain bread, and this qualifies as a great first meal. You can even have a little reduced fat milk or nut milk or even soy milk and a handful of nuts. All of those are excellent balanced breakfast choices. And by breakfast, I mean the first meal that breaks your fast. So what are some guidelines for success? These are loose guidelines to follow, but will set you up for a great start to your eating window. Include high quality protein with your first meal after a fast. You can have plant-based meats, chicken, fish, eggs, even salmon is a great choice. Choose foods with a high fiber content. Keep starch and sugar amounts low for the first meal. You want to incorporate nuts or fats like avocado to help keep you fueled throughout your day. And of course, remember to hydrate. If you want to craft your own meal, some ideas to include are carbohydrates with fiber, such as those in whole grains, certain fruits and vegetables, and a lean protein source, such as eggs or even a low-sugar, high-protein yogurt like a Greek yogurt is a great protein source. You can also add a little healthy fat, such as the fat found in nuts or avocado or even a small piece of salmon. So whatever you choose, you want to ensure a slow increase in your blood sugar. The goal is for the body to respond to the food as fuel and for your blood sugar to slowly, steadily rise instead of causing a dramatic spike. So my thoughts. This doesn't have to be hard or challenging. Start small and make minor changes as you go. Experiment with meals you already enjoy. Try increasing the protein content or decreasing the starch amount, especially for the first meal you have when your eating window opens. Don't forget to be dialing back the sugar and see where you can add more nuts or avocado or even vegetables and greens to help keep you feeling full. As always, be aware of how your body is responding and how these meals are sticking with you. Plus, you want to know the time you start to feel hungry again. It's not a perfect science, but with a few tweaks and some minor shifts, you can begin boosting your health and piggybacking on all those fasting benefits in no time. So now it's your turn to take action. I challenge you in the coming days to find a fun, new recipe or a fresh take on an old favorite for your next meal when you first break your fast. Practice making your current meals and routines a little bit healthier and more aligned with the goals and guidelines we discussed in this lesson. You want to keep track of how you're feeling after each meal and keep track of how soon your hunger returns in your eating window. You're sure to find patterns into how your body responds. Be sure to share your recipe ideas and meals with us down below in the comments section.
All right, there you have it. My favorite ways to break a fast, my meal ideas, my top 6 meal ideas for the best way to break a fast when you're starting to eat for the day, plus a list of guidelines on how you can create the best meal that has the highest protein, the most satiating meal, so you will avoid those blood sugar spikes and you'll dial in your nutrition for the entire day. So I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you have a go-to meal that you break your fast with, please leave it in the comments below. As always, if you like my content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if that's something that speaks to you. If you know anyone that might benefit from my information, please feel free to share this video with them. I am so excited to help you along your intermittent fasting journey. See you next time.